Good morning. This is your Thursday 9 o'clock class. If you are doing the recording, you will need spiky ball or tennis ball for feet, a band, and your weights or a couple of tins, whatever feels best. All right. So you're going to come into standing, hold onto your weights. So we'll just use the weights to start to organize our alignment. So legs at hip width, hopefully you've had all the roll of your feet. There's a little bit of a tingle to the feet. And then, apologies, oh, you can't see my hand, never mind. All right, just using the extra weight in your hands, just to help you stack the spine, crown of the head to the ceiling without gripping. And then when you're ready, just start to shoulder roll. So use your breath in to help you draw the shoulders up. As the shoulders roll down, using the extra weight in the hands just to really open out the collarbones and just to create a little bit of opposition. So as the arms come down, crown of the head reaches to the ceiling. Good, keep going. So even though you are just moving your arms, just think of the shoulder girls gliding around just two top corners of the rib cage. So we're rolling back. So you get that nice open collarbone feeling. All right, let's just do one more there. Feel that the arms settle in a nice centered position, and then we're going to go straight into shoulder presses. So obviously with the weights, at any point that it just feels too much, just ditch them, do a couple of reps, or all the exercises can be done without the weights. So when you're ready, coming through your elbow bend and then pressing up overhead, through your elbow bend, arms come down, and then just keep it moving. So again, just changing up the arm position, the arm movement, and seeing how that challenges the spinal alignment. So just notice as you move through the exercise, which part of the arm exercise is most challenging. For me, it's when I go overhead, wants to bring me into an extension. Press, there's a little lift of the shoulders, there's a glide of the shoulders up as the arm presses up, but it's not a shrug. So just allowing that movement to happen. Just got two more because we are going to add a bit more to this. One more. All right, let's come and add heel rises. So coordinate the shoulder press with a double heel rise. Just check that your legs are at hip width. Maybe weight a little bit more to the front of the balls of the feet. Bend the elbows and let the arms press up. Double the heel rise. There we go. Float the heels down. Arms come down. Keep it going. Roll through the feet. Think of the weights being in the ball of the big toe and the big toe sort of in towards that corner of the foot. Appreciate the floor is a little cold, but remember it's more difficult to do it with on the mat than it is on the floor. That will provide a little bit of stability. Keeping the knees soft. And try not to rock back. No. All right, one more there. Got one more bit to go. All right, let's add a little bit of movement to that. So we're going to do shoulder press, heel rise. While the arms are still in the air, you're going to take a little step forward. Teeny step. It's not a step that you would be walking down the road with. Weight the front leg. So all my weight now is on my front leg. Rock back, weight the back leg, bring that leg back, arms and heels down. But it's much quicker than that. We're not hanging around in space for that long. So double heel rise, shoulder press, take a step forward, find that little rock forward and back, and all the way down. There we go. Keep going. You've had big noise. Don't be afraid to make not exactly. It'll just be like disembodied noise off camera. Good. And then as you take your step, trying to make sure that you're taking that step in alignment. So you're not taking the step out to the side. Again, keeping the weight to the front of the feet. Good. As you come forward, your spine stays stacked, so you're not letting the hips swing forward. Do one for either side so I can see everyone. Good. And then making that your last one. Right, let's shake out. Okay, we haven't quite finished yet. Legs and things. So we're going to use the arms now to give us a bit of a feedback about where our spine is in space. So just take a step forward, just stagger your legs. So your legs are still at hip width, but you've just got one leg a little more forward than the other. And let your arms hang down. If you have your weight balanced between both legs, your arms should just hang by your side. So imagine a seam down the center of your body. That's your midline. Your arms will hang there. If you lean forward, so allow yourself just to tip forward, your arms will swing forward. So that's a good indication that your shoulders are no longer over your hips. Similarly, if you lean back, your arms will swing back. And again, your shoulders are no longer over your hips. So just popping a little sway forward and back. Just feel how the arms react. And just really allow your shoulders just to hang. Let your arms hang. Don't grip them. You're also not making the movement happen. Just allow the arms to react to the movement of the body. We've got the extra weight to give it a little bit more, to make it a little bit more obvious. So your shoulder, let your arms go. So so there we go. Let them dingle dangle. Dingly dangly arms is what you need. Dingly dangly. Hold on to the weights though, don't drop them on your toes. All right. And then from there, just find your center. And now we are going to find a bigger step and come into a lunge position. So pick which leg is going first. Take a step forward. So your step forward will be big enough to bring your back heel off the floor. And this is where you want your arms now just to be in line with your body. So if you've taken a step forward and you've leant forward, your arms will be here. So you can make some self-corrections. From here, we're going to do 6 dips. Little breath in, dip, breathe out, come back up. Keep going. So as you dip, again, try not to tip forward because your arms will tip forward. I think that's 4, 5, 6. Good. Take a step back, swap sides. Again, find that balance between both legs, arms by your side, and dip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a step back. 1 more set either side. So first, forward. Take a step forward. Find that balance between both legs. Make sure that your legs are only at hip width. You have to come wider. There we go. Keep your shoulders back again with your hips, and then just exactly everyone's just hang down. When you've done your sits on, take a step back and swap sides. So shoulders back. So you want to take a slightly small step forward so that your hip will open up. You don't have to tip forward. I know. And then little shake outs. And then come to the end of your mat. So we're going to do a roll down. Hold the weights if you can. I appreciate that you might not be quite as warmed up as you need. If you feel it's a little bit pulley, then just ditch the weights and do it without the weights. But if not, just let your arms hang. We're going to use the weights to help us find a little bit more sensation through our roll down. So when you're ready, just start to roll down. Your arms start to swing away from your body. The knees can be soft. Try and find that articulation of the spine so don't just bend at the hips. And even though you are rolling down, you're kind of going in that motion towards the floor. try and find a little bit of resistance against the weight of the arms. So I'm creating a little bit of resistance through my center, lifting up against my arms, breathing in there. And I'm going to imagine that my weights are actually heavier than they are. And I've got to make a bit more effort to restack. So restacking my pelvis and then lifting up against the weight of the arms, restacking fully. And then we'll do a couple more. So do one more and roll back up, and then we'll do the second one to come into 4-point kneeling. So keep the knees a little soft if you need, if things are still a bit tight. Nice. Big breath in at the bottom, good. And then lift up against the weight of the arms. Susan, just bring your feet a little bit closer together. Hips, knees, ankles. You're a little bit wide. That's it. What? Bit narrower. Sorry, wrong word. All right. And on the next one, we're going to use to come into 4-point kneeling. So find your roll down. Then bend your knees so that you can pop the weights down. Don't drop them because you land on your feet. And then make your way to 4-point kneeling. Excuse me, just keep one weight either side of your mat. We're going to come into our rocking and cat first, and then we're going to do a little bit more work with the weight. So find your 4-point kneeling. So hips over knees, but we're going to push back a fraction so we don't have full weight on the wrists. But more than anything, just feel that you are lifting up against gravity. Don't over push with the arms, because that's just going to give you a rounded back. Just the whole of the back is lifting up against gravity. Ribs are into your body. And then your next breath in, just take your sit bones back towards your heel. So remember, we're trying to avoid any flexion, any tucking of the pelvis. I'm not touching my heels. I'm just kind of hovering. Now I'm going to keep pushing and allow my pelvis to tuck under. So scoop your tail underneath you. Create your cat shape. So in this position, just like the roll down, you're trying to find a resistance of your sort of center away from your arms. Create your cat. Little pause there for a moment. And then as you come back, lengthen the crown of the head away from the tail. So when you come back to start position, you're back in your aligned spine. You're back in your straight spine. And you go again. Breathe in. Take the sit bones back. Keep going till the tail starts to tuck under. Imagine you're trying to draw your lower back away from your arms a little bit. Breathe in there. Tail away from the crown of the head. And bring yourself back to start position. Let's do about 4 more. Just warming up the spine, warming up the center. Obviously, a lot of awareness about what's happening in space because there's nothing touching your back. Good. All the hip flexion first, then allow the tuck under. Nice. Everyone's counting their rope. No, just trust me. Good. And then just see which breath pattern, just go back. Just see how you go back. More. And now that's good. And as you come back, straight out. Right. And then when you've done your last one, if you need to sit up for a moment and give your wrists a wee bit of a rest, then do. We are going to be in 4-point kneeling for a little while. All right, let's add some weights to the start position. So, right, let's do our tendon stretch first. So I'd come to the front of your mat a little bit more and then just have a little test that wherever your foot is, it's going to have purchase. So it's not going to scoot away. So you might feel that you're better on the floor. You might feel that you're better on the mat. Unless your socks are trying to booby trap you. That's always a thing. All right, from there, we're just going to do a tendon stretch. So again, find that lift of your body against gravity. And then take one leg long. and you're going to find your toes underneath your ankles. And what I mean by that is you're not going to push the heel back. So now you can see my toes are further forward than my ankle. And also I'm not going to leave my toes hanging out behind. Try and find that balance of ankle over toes. From here, you're going to do your rocking movement, but you're only going to go back as far as your ankles would allow. So just breathe in, rock back. That's as far as my ankle goes. And then I'm going to come back. So it's very small, but the challenge is keeping everything else nice and steady, nice and stable. If you over push, if you go past the range of movement of your ankle, things will start to move around. All right. So let's give you some blocks for your forearms as an alternative. The chest and see what we have. Good. And then when you've done your 8, bring that leg in. Let's do the other side. So as you take your second leg out, just have a look down at your standing knee, your supporting knee. Sometimes if you're not quite, if the balance isn't quite right, you tip over to the side. So just make sure that your thigh bone is perpendicular to the floor. All right, and then again, when you're ready, toes under ankle, push back and forward. Back and forward. So you're going to stretch at the back of the ankle. Nice. And then again, when you've done your 8, bring your leg back in. All right, so you have options now. You can either do a couple more either side of the single legs, or we can do the progression of the exercise. And eventually, it's double legs. What we do is we come out into our plank. Again, really make sure that your feet aren't going to slide anywhere. Goodness, these are not the best socks. Push back, come back, legs come down. And then we can go out the other way. Push back. So again, only going back as far as your ankles allow. You can still do a single leg. You can do a couple of single legs either side. Bottoms down, so you're in a plank position. That's it, and then back. Forward, 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 forward. There you go. So that's. Good. Legs down, 1 and 2. Have a wee rest for wrists. All right. If there was any potential for your bottom to stick up in space when you're doing a one leg, it's even more pronounced with a double leg. Yes. So you need to make sure that you start in a plank, so not with bottoms up in the air, in your plank position. If you push past your ankle range of movement, the next thing to move is your hips, and you end up in a plank. So just give it one more go. Just to make sure you've got a good plank position. That's the hard bit. So hips need to be dropped there. And then that's it, and then back. And then that's you done. And then rest. Good. All right, give wrist a little shake out. Can we last another minute here, a second? Just make fists. Watch what happens next when your wrists have a little rest. All right. So again, we can do this with or without the weights. We're going to be back in 4-point kneeling. You're going to take opposite arm and leg out. So I'll take this leg out. Again, just try and make sure that you're balanced on this leg that doesn't get pushed over to the side, and taking this leg, this arm away as well. So this arm can be anywhere from here to here, because it's going to lift. So whatever feels best for your shoulder. Again, lifting up against gravity. That's the hardest bit, but that's kind of the most important bit. And then as you breathe out, lift, lower. We're going to do 6. But as I said, you can have your arm lift from here. You can have your arm lift from here. But whichever position you choose, make sure that your shoulder is making the corresponding movement for that arm position. So in this position, there'll be a little bit of a glide up. Here, you've got to allow the shoulder blade to glide around the rib cage. And if your arm is a bit further back, you've got to make sure that it doesn't rock forward. It kind of opens out at the collarbone. So have a little think about what you're going to do. Get into position. You can also do it without the weight. You don't have to do it with a weight. Find your arm position. Breathe out, lift, lower. 6. Even as your arm and leg are moving, still lifting up against gravity. Good. You think that? Oh, goodness. Disrupting your body. And then when you've done your 6, you can also have a little shake out the wrists before you swap sides. And bear in mind that your second shoulder may not want to do the same movement as the first shoulder. So discuss it with your shoulder. Okay. You also have a sofa in the way, where it won't go much higher. Super. And then when you've done your 6, pop your arm and leg down, sit back, give your wrists a little shake out. Oh, well done. I know it's a bit spicy that all right. Have some toasty cushions. Okay. Then go. The radiator's back on. Yes. What? Yeah, condition thing. So that's on for an hour yesterday, and literally the only spot in the room that was warm was there. But as soon as it was turned off, because it's hot air, isn't it? So it doesn't stay. So the radiators are unfreezable so much. That's good for a little blast. That costs a fortune, exactly. And you get to warm up cushions. I know. So nice. All right, let's come and do a little bit of lying down, lying down. Make sure that you've got your weights either side. You've got your band either side, one side as well. Take a moment to settle your spine onto the mat first. So make sure you're in the center. Bring yourself down. Organize your pelvis and your rib cage first. And then see if you need a head cushion. It's cold, I need a head cushion. Everything's a bit tighter and a little bit more reluctant to move. All right, and then just take a moment, take a few breaths. And with each out breath, just try and soften your rib cage a little more into the mat. And then find a position of your arms. So it kind of, it can be a narrower V or a wider V that gives your collarbones a nice open feeling. And then we're going to come and do some spine curls. Nice, easy spine curls. So when you're ready, breathe out, tuck your tail under, weave yourself up, find that top position, little breath in there, and then weave yourself down. And you're just trying to find that feeling of the spine being able to hang in space like it's on a hammock. So you get the nice articulation on the way down, making sure that your pelvis comes back to start position before you fully load the weight back onto the floor. So nice articulation, little pause at the top, nice open hips. Breathe in and then breathe out. Down you go. Let's just do a couple more and just get that nice feeling through the spine. Good. Hands nice and flat. Yeah, you've got the full connection of your arm to the floor. And down, I'm just going to squeeze out your shoulders. Super. I'm just going to, yeah, it's this way, I just need to scoot back a fraction. Then, yeah, it's even. Yeah. Otherwise, you can push in all the way. And then all the way down. Just finishing with one more. And then we're going to come and do windows. So it's a little bit like the shoulder press that we did in standing. We're going to pick up the weights. We're going to do an arm movement in this style position. And again, just notice how it challenges the alignment of our spine and the floor. You've got more support here, so hopefully it might be a little bit easier. So when you're ready, just scoop the weights up. Palms are facing down. Your arms aren't resting on the floor. They're just sort of hovering through the distance that the weights lift your arm off the floor. And then on your next breath out, float the arms over your chest, just over your chest, not over your face. All right, from here, let's come into windows. Bend the elbows outwards. So draw the elbows out. We're not bringing the arms to the floor. They're just sort of in midline. From here, rotate the arms back so the palms are facing up. And then breathe out, take the arms into a rib cage closure. No lower than your ears. You're not trying to touch the floor. Then breathe in, arms back over your chest. Let's go again. Draw the elbows out. Rotate the arms back from the shoulder. So it's a kind of your stand and deliver position. Breathe out, press the arms into rib cage closure. And then breathe in, arms down back over your chest. All right. Keep going. We've done hundreds of these. I shouldn't have to keep. Not 100. Your shoulders are like something to say. So, arms up over the chest. Yeah. And bend the elbows outward, like a rocking goalpost. Then, flip there. They flip back. Up there. There's your stand and deliver. And then lengthen the way. There's your rib cage closure. And then they come back over the chest. Yeah. So that's a good preview, right? Just notice through the choreography of the arm movements where the challenge is to the alignment. Maybe one more. I like it. I'm not quite sure. It's just like we need little scarf to be ready. I'm to in the arena. All right, chest. All right, the arms. That's it, elbows out. So just along the elbows. Then we flip into stand and deliver. Just arms along the edge of rib cage closure, and then arms come back over the chest. All right, finishing the one that you're on. Don't know what it's about like choreography, but it always gets you every time. Maybe I'll make a t-shirt with the instructions on it. All right, when you're ready, again, at any point you can take your arms down. We're going to take this into curl-ups. So, again, just make sure you're back in your good start position. Arms are long down by your side. We're going to breathe out and take them into a rib cage closure. If you feel that your rib cage closure range of movement needs to get smaller as you go through the repetitions of the exercise, it's fine, not a problem. And again, just ditch the weights at any point that you need to. So breathe out, lift the arms up and over. There's your rib cage closure. Make sure your ribs are still connected to the floor. Little breath in there. Breathe out, bring your arms back over your chest. They're going to stay lock and loaded there, and then you're going to curl up. And your arms will react because your body is moving. Don't let them drop in space. Breathe in, breathe out, bring your spine back to the mat. Take your arms back, just to where is available. If rib cage closure isn't available, just keep them over your chest. Let's do about 6, because we've got a few of these to get through. Keeping the pelvis heavy, so the pelvis doesn't react to the curl up. We're trying to meet you halfway. Good. So the arms coming back. We need to try and press this palm. Yeah, exactly. Really nice. Good. Yes. Good. It's a good. Let's do one more here. I think that's about 6. Susan, good. Sue and Susan, the stews, the Sue corner. All right, bring your arms all the way down to the floor, just give them a rest for a moment, and then shuffle your legs wider than hip width. So you might find that your feet are now touching the edges of the mat, which is creating a bit of space to create our curl, oblique curl up. So again, from long arms, breathe out, take the arms up and over into your rib cage closure. Make sure your ribs don't lift off the mat. Little breath in there. As you breathe out and the arms come back over the chest, you start your curl up, but you add a little rotation and you add an oblique curl up. So it ends up with kind of the top arm a little bit in between your legs, maybe. That's why we've given the legs a bit more space. Breathe in there, come back through your rotation, and then your rib cage closure comes back through center. So at that point, you're no longer rotated to the side. And again, finish your rib cage closure, curl up, rotate. Let's try about 4 either side. So now we've added rotation to the mix. Yeah, no. Yes. So not allowing the arms to overreach. Think of the rib cage moving to create the rotation, and the arms just react as the rib cage is moved. So think of your come back to center. So you can do your curl up, and then just move your rib cage around there. Not your head and neck. Do you imagine just right just in the center of your chest? There. That's it. Come back down. Finish your rib cage closure. Come back. Up into your chest. Curl up. Rotate to the side. The chest is fine. Yeah, your head will come with you. Yeah, just like your arms will come with you. 4 either side. That's that. Good. And done your form, bring your arms all down. Take a moment, have a little hip roll if you need. All right. Who's up for a roll up? Roll up, roll up. I feel like I should be handing out rock or something. Roll up, roll up. All right. We did roll ups with the weights the other week. They're good with the weights. Have a look. Have a look. Have a look. All right, so we're not going to put the rotation in, we're just going to do the roll up. So when you're ready, if you're going to do it, you can either do more curl ups or you can do a roll up. Those are the options. You can have your knees a little bent, as long as you can keep your ribs down on the floor. Breathe out, come into your rib cage closure, arms up and over. Again, just notice where the challenge is. So I've got to really think about keeping my ribs down at this point. Little breath in there. Breathe out, my arms come over my chest. I'm going to start my curl up. And then think about pushing your arms away. The weight of the arms will help you. Little rib cage closure, little spine stretch forward. Little breath in there. Breathe out. Roll yourself back down. You can pop an extra little cushion underneath your lower back. Give me a shout if you want an extra cushion for your back. Oh, they're up. They're up and they're off. Down. Just do there's enough space in the organ wall yet. And then we're going to finish in seated. Nice. Oh, finish in seated, isn't it? Yeah. Sit. That's the instruction I heard, and I've done it. And I've done it. All right, grab your band. Let's come and do our plyometry prep. So pick a foot, pick a leg, grab your bands, put the band over the top, and then round the back. Oh, there's going to be one foot involved. So we're going to do basically our point and stretch. We did. Try and get the band around the ball of the foot so your toes are out of the band. You don't want the band into the arch. I need it in there. When you are position. Make sure it's quite snug. You're going to come to the here. Again, make sure that you're nice and level. So really important here. Really feel your pelvis is nice and heavy. Remember, you're trying to aim the weight a little bit more towards your tail. So not towards the top. You don't want to be in a tuck. You want to have a little bit more weight towards your tail. You're going to bring this leg into a knee fold. Find a tension that works for you. And then anchor your arms to the floor there. I'm not going to move. I don't want to see arms bobbing around in space. We're going to draw this leg in towards us. This is the hard bit. Because bringing the leg in wants to rock the pelvis up. You can see it. So you need to find your hip flexion, your knee flexion, your ankle flexion, whatever, as much as is available without it creating a reaction in the pelvis. From there, point the toe. So you're opening out the ankle, opening out the knee, opening out the hip. Find a straight leg position that gives you a little stretch in the back of the leg. Doesn't have to be here, it can be wherever it is, as long as it's straight. And again, that it doesn't rock your pelvis off the floor. And then we bend all the joints, bring the leg back in. So let's do about 6 of those. So finding the stretch and finding the knee bend position, the knee fold position, but keeping the pelvis straight throughout the leg movements. So really, once your leg is moving, I would take your attention to the back of your body. That's it. So we're trying to find all the knee flexion, all the ankle flexion, keeping the bottom nice and heavy. And then press the body with pointy toe. So straighten the leg away through the pointy toe to where there's a little stretch. So bring the leg towards you and find a stretch. Getting a straight leg. And then, okay, that's fine. So keep that sense of this being nice and heavy on the floor, and now bend the knee, flex the hip, and there. So if I kept going, can you see that would happen? Yeah. Try and avoid that. There we go. Good. No way on the floor. Good. So try not to let the band, the recoil of the band, pulling your leg in. Have a little control, yeah. So it comes in with its alignment, doesn't pull around in space. Good. I see. All right, when you've done your 6, keep your leg long. So find that positioning of the leg where it's straight. Take your underneath leg, your bent leg, take that long. So it's long along the mat. You can have a little bend in the knee. If it's not comfortable to have it completely straight, you just need your you just need to get out of the way, really. We're going to do our leg circles. So again, arms connected to the floor. Don't let them bob around in the space. You're going to breathe out. So you're going to take your leg across your midline. It's quite a spicy stretch across the outside of your hip, your heads up. And then circle the leg down, round and back to start position. So you've got the leg supported by the band. So try and get a nice big open circle. But again, not allowing the leg movement to rock your body side to side. So you're not allowing the spine to be taken out of its alignment. Back of the body is nice and anchored to the floor. Good. So nice big stirs of the hip. Like a wooden spoon stirring a Christmas tree. If you have that fish. And then when you've done 6 one way, reverse. So you're going to start taking the leg out to the midline. So, okay, well, take this arm a little wider. Okay. And you use some bit more support there. Thank you. Yeah. Let's just make sure that. So if you can have a bent knee, take your leg away to just otherwise it's gonna stop your range of movement. Well, yes. All right. And then when you've done your 6 in the other direction, slide your leg that's on the floor back into a knee fold position. And we're going to add a shoulder bridge to this now with a leg in the end. Yes, we are. All right. So again, keep your arms connected to the floor. Don't let them lift. Find your straight leg position. So the leg in the air is straight. So listen to the choreography. Make sure that your pelvis is heavy on the floor, it's in its alignment. You're going to breathe in and just allow that leg to move away from you slightly. Your other leg is bent. Yeah. As you breathe out, bring that leg in towards you as far as you can, keeping it straight. When you can't bring it in anymore, allow the pelvis to tuck under and lift up. So actually it's a shoulder, it's a spine curl. And then spine curl up with your long leg. Little breath in at the top. Imagine your leg is hanging from a, from a chandelier. It's exciting. And then spine curl down. Level off the pelvis. That's going to start to move the leg away from you. And then take the leg a little bit away from you. And then we come back. If you need to sit up and watch the choreography, then do. So from start position, the leg moves away a little. Breathe out, start to bring it back towards you as far as you can. Then allow the pelvis to tuck under, spine curl up, press that foot into the band, little lift, spine curl down, level off the pelvis, allow the leg to move away from you. Let's try 4. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good. So allow the top of the pelvis to bring, it's going to bring the leg closer towards you. That's it. Come down. Move the leg away. Good. You've got 4, and do the whole sequence on the other side. Use the band to press the leg up into. Good. Spine curl down. Level off the pelvis. Allow the leg to move away. And when you've done your 4, gather your thoughts. Got to do it all on the other side. All right, so we're doing our plyometry prep first. So we're creating a little bit of length in the back of the leg. So we do our stretch first. All right. So you know the drill. When you're ready. So first of all, to really make sure that you are super secure in your start position. You're really aware of the weight is through your pelvis, arms connected to the mat. Start with all your joints fully flexed. Make sure that that movement doesn't rock your bottom up. And then pointy toe, lengthening out the leg. Find the stretch. It's not just about taking the leg along, it's about finding a stretch at the back of the leg as well. And then bending the knee, flexing the hip, flexing the ankle. Find that position without moving the pelvis, and then find the stretch. So if you just breathe it on that half of your make it the leg movement smaller so this stays steady. Just make it smaller. So the priority is not allowing the pelvis to move around. So whatever your leg is possible can do. That's it. Straighten it. And then straighten, and then just find the stretch as available. There. So even the beginning of the bending of the knee and the ankle and the hip will already start to try and do the goal. So even if it's teeny tiny, that's it. Yeah, that's fine. That's when it kicks in. Yeah. Right. Okay. Good. All right. Let's go back to the left leg. So now when you find, goodness, it's hard. Straight the leg. Straight the leg. You need to do it. Ouch. You feel it kicking, and now bend the knee. There. Without it, lifting your arms inside. Okay. So it's a flexion of the, so find the straight leg is finding the stretch. So there it is. Yeah. And now flex the hip, flex the knee, flex the ankle there. And you go straight into your stretch. There. Those are your ranges. All right, wait on your sticks. Keep your leg long. Take your underneath leg long to where it's available. And pop in your leg circles. So remember, these are just what is available without allowing the pelvis to roll off the floor or your spine to roll off the floor. Keep the arms anchored to the mat. We have 6 in the direction of the leg coming across the midline first. I think I'm on the same leg. And then you're going to pause and then you're going to reverse. Yeah, I think I've done the same leg. I'm going to be walking in circles. Good. Just a little less flingy. So not quite as dynamic. That's good. That's good. That's a good word. All right. And then once you've done your 6 in both directions, slide your other leg back up into a knee bent position. Keep your other leg straight in space. Keep it lifted. And then we're going to breathe in. Let that leg move away from us a little bit. Breathe out. Bring it towards you. You're going to find as far as it will go, and then allow the pelvis to tuck under and turn it into a spine curl. Pushing your leg, pushing your foot into that band. Little breath in at the top. Spine curl down. As your pelvis levels off, your leg will move away from you. And then you can keep the leg moving away from you a little bit. Breathe out, bring it back. Find the stretch at the back of the leg. Allow the pelvis to tuck under. Lift. It won't be as big a spine curl as you do when both legs are on the floor. But it will still be a spine curl. And we do 4, remember? Keeping the articulation in the spine. And then when the pelvis is back to the floor, and the leg moves independently of the pelvis. So that's what we're working on, really, being able to isolate the 2 movements. And then we've done the last one. We're now going gently to the floor. Be careful how you release the band. If it's under a lot of tension, you don't want it flicking off and hitting you in the face. All right, well done. Let's come onto our tummies and do a little bit of extension because we've been on done a lot of flexion. All right, so you can use your band for this if you want. So you can have weights either side of the mat, but you can also pop your band there, so that will help. You can use the band for one exercise. And then you're going to come onto your tummy. If you need a little cushion for your tummy, give me a shout. Hairline on the mat, make sure your ribs are into your body. And then take your legs slightly wider than hip width and find a turnout. Arms long down by your side. All right. When you're there, you can either use your weights, so you can scoop up the weights in your hand, palms are facing up, or you can hold on to your band, which is going to have less weight and less tension. We're going to do our little pulses. We're going to find our head and neck to level first. So just give your shoulders a little wiggle, make sure they're soft, that they're available to move. On your next breath out, just slide your nose away, pop your head back onto your neck, and then your head and neck back onto the rest of your body. Make sure that your chest hasn't moved. Your chest is still heavy. You haven't lifted up any higher off the mat. Float your arms to midline. And then we're going to do little pulses, little presses back. We're going to do 20. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, nice, 9, 10, 11, a little over Susan, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Float the arms down, bring the head back down. We've got another set. When you're ready, breathe out, head and neck to level. Flow your arms to the midline, keep the same weight through the chest, pressing back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Float the arms down. It's harder. It was fine. We needed the passes. All right. We're going to add a floating arm to this. So you might not want to use weights. See how it goes. We're going to come to head and neck to level. If your shoulders are not loving this, then don't do this. If shoulders are having a moment today, then don't do this. Just come and do some more pulses. So we're going to start in the same position. Head and neck to level, arms at midline. So it's really important to notice the weight through your chest because you're going to try and maintain this position. As you breathe out, you're going to float one arm up and round. When it gets here, it will try and bring you back to the floor. So you need to resist. As you bring the arm back, it will try and lift you up. Again, you need to try and resist and just maintain your position at the same height. My shoulder doesn't love it on this side. All right, so you bring the arm round, keep the weight through the chest, bring the arm back, keep the same level, no bobbing up and down in space. Do the other side. And then you come all the way down. Yes, it's quite heavy with the weights, but you can do it without weights. And have a rest in between. When you're ready, breathe out. Come back up. One arm. Keep the same level. Bring it back. So you need to allow the arm to spiral. So just ditch the weight for a second. So as your arm comes round, it will spiral. Yes. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck. Good. See through this stuff. I can't watch you. Good. Chest a little lower. You can go down in between, absolutely. Have a wee rest in between. Oh, have we done about 4? Yes. All right. Well done, Marina. Spokesperson has spoken. Come all the way down. Have a little moment. We're going to do a couple more. So you can either do a couple more either side, or you can have a go at a double. I would recommend not doing the double with the weights because there will be even more reaction trying to lift your body up, move your body in space. So your arms know what they're doing. You've done hundreds of floating arms. You know what that is. Concentrate on maintaining the position of your body. So when you're ready, head and neck back to level. Again, just really check into how much weight there is through your chest. We're trying to keep that level the same. Breathe out, float both arms forward. Try not to let the arms bring you down. Float the arms back. Try not to let the arms lift you into a higher extension. You can calm down in between. You can do a couple. If you've got the beans, do a couple. No fighting. No fighting in the aisles, please. Good. And making this your last one. Bring your arms back to start position. Flow your head and neck down, arms underneath your shoulders, press back into rest position and breathe. Oh, well done. Those are hard. Yeah. So just as you can't see me through the stuff, Mandy, I can't see you, so you could do anything you like. That's true. All right, so come into the rest position. Little breath in there. Give your shoulders a little roll. And then when you're ready, just reach back gently. come and sit to the side. Let's just do our little side bend. So we haven't done any lateral flexion. Pop the band to the side. Let's just come and do long frog. All right. You can use the weights, not use the weights. Does anybody want a block to sit on? Anybody else? We're good? Okay. All right. Have a little jiggle. Make sure you're sitting right on top of your sit bones. Arms out just in front of your midline. Yeah, I know we're still weird. Aren't you glad they're only half a kilo? All right. When you're ready, we're going to breathe out. We're going to float one arm up. If this is too much, you can absolutely come up through a shoulder press. Little breath out. Now you're going to use your weight as a rolling surface. Come up and over, roll. Nice. We were at the same speed. It's like an Instagram post. Breathe in, breathe out, restack. Float that arms out. Nice. Other side, breathe out, float that arm up. Breath in, breath out, over we go. Whee. Nice. Make sure your head stays balanced on your body. Don't let it drop off to the side. Breathe out, restack. Float that arm down. Let's do one more either side. See, it's a little bit mesmerizing. Everyone's going at the same pace. Make sure your bottom doesn't lift as you go over because you've got the extra load through the arm. So there's more chance of your bottom, that side of your bottom lifting up. So keep it anchored to the floor. Little breath in, breathe out. Oh, nice. Float the arms down. Just pop the weights forward for a second. Scoot your legs round and come into a crouch. So tuck your toes under. Come into a little crouch position. We're going to come into standing from here. If you can, hold on to your weights. So legs are at hip width. We're in our little flexion to start with. And then I want you to lengthen the crown of the head away from your bottom. So your spine is more of an aligned position. And then breathe out, lift up against the weight of the legs. And we're in standing. All right. Last little bit, just a little bit of focus before we finish. Okay, legs together. So thinking about how we started and using the arms to help us create a nice stable spine. Crown the head away from the weight of the arms. Pick which leg is going to float up first. Load the weight onto the other leg. Float it up. This is like the little toy with long arms that could balance on like a little tightrope walker toy. No one ever knows what I'm talking about when I say that. But your arms are keeping you in position. There we go. Float that leg down. Face all soft, like you're chewing a toffee. Nice gormless expressions. Float the other leg up. We'll just hang it here for a second while I wish around. Well done. Use your arms. Yeah, there we go. Float down. Let's do one more either side. Float them up. Just think, keep reaching the crown of the head away from the arms. Yeah, use the arms to help you. Float that leg down. Keep the waist long. Float the other leg up. I'm not going to make anybody turn here. Float that leg down. To shuffle your legs to hip width, and then we'll just finish with a nice dangly arm roll down. So when you're ready, roll down. Just let your arms help draw you down. Knees a little soft. You can do a little dingle dangle with the weights. If your shoulder's not good today, then miss out the dingle dangle with the weights. Nice big breath in there. Breathe out, restack the pelvis, lift yourself up against the weights. Oh, restack. Still Thursday. Oh, and a little shake out. And you are done. Pop your weights down safely. And well done if you got to the end of the recording.